Hi there. My name is Dorothy Rosen. I'm a goldsmith, and today I'm back in my studio here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. If you follow me, you know I've been traveling, and I'm really happy to be back here in my happy place. And today I am going to tell you a little bit about the different versions of my OneFooter rings. So the OneFooter rings are my best known series, I want to say. Yes, and they look like this and this and this. Actually, not that. That's my wedding ring. It's a different story. This is what they look like. And I'm going to tell you about the different lengths because I've been getting some questions about that lately. So that whole series starts as well, first of all, I don't have a coil. I do have a coil here, but it's a little bit. It starts as a coil of sterling silver or gold wire. And I then start forging it. And if you look at I don't know if you can see this, but the shape keeps changing. So it goes from flat to square to round, and then it changes planes. And so I basically, what I'm doing there is I'm changing the shape and the planes of that wire. And when it comes time to wrap the rings, to shape them, it's the metal has its own way of finding its own where it wants to go. I often say it's a little bit like raising children. You can give the metal direction, or your children direction, but they will find their own way. So it's very similar in that way. And so I've been getting some questions lately about the 1-footer versus the 1.5 footer versus the 2-footer versus the 3-footer rings. And that's what I wanted to show you. Look at this, by the way, this like black tube there, that's my extraction for sanding, so I don't get that in my lungs. Okay, so I have my own personal 2-footer ring in gold. That's the 2-footer ring. I love that. And the 2-footer ring is about 1.5 centimeters to 2 centimeters in length along the finger. I have long fingers, so it works. If you have small everybody's hands are different, so it's definitely something you can ask me further questions about, and I can also always send you one to try. I can send you some silver versions to try out. So that's the 2-footer, and then this is a 1.5 footer. You can see it's not very different. So the 2-footer generally has between 8 and 9 loops, and the 1.5 footer has between 6 and 7 loops. And so this one is usually about like 1.3, 1.4 centimeters, versus this is between 1.5 and 2. And I can show you, I had another one here. Yeah, so this, if you look at them next to each other, I have to go back a little. It's very close. Of course, they're also different width and different sides, but it's actually very similar. So if you like the look of the 2-footer, but you think it might be too much for your hand, it's hard to tell here, but it is slightly shorter. So that's the difference between the 1.5 and the 2-footer right here. I think this illustrates it better. And then the 1-footer is this. So this is a palladium white gold one. Ignore my wedding ring. 1-footer, 5 loops. 1.5 footer, 2-footer. That is what we're looking at there. And then I also make 3-footers. They are quite a statement, I want to say. And they kind of come in 2 versions. Obviously, once you wrap something that long, you can either wrap it more lengthy or more in one spot. These are both 3-footers, 3-footer rings. And where does this fit me? Oh, yeah. So this is bulkier between the fingers because it's wrapped more in one spot. This one is also a 3-footer, clearly much longer. You really need real estate for this one. I have some that are very, very long if they really wrap next to each other. Some people have hands like that where that'll work. So the 3-footers are generally really between 1.5 and 2.5 centimeters, or 3/8 of an inch to 1 inch, really. They can be that long. And the number of wraps is generally around 13 for this guy. And then lastly, I started lately, because some people really like the more delicate. Oh, I can't believe I don't have one with a gem in it, but I don't. It's still in the safe, and my safe is closed. So I started doing them a few years ago as a 4-loop version, because, you know, some people, even the 1 foot length is the 5 loops are a little much. So I can do them like this. I wonder if I can, oh yeah, there you go. This might be better focus, yeah. So I can do them like this. This is a 4-loop. Or, oh, this is fit, it's a little tight. This is a 3-loop. Then obviously, that one is a little tight. Obviously with the 3-loop, like this wants to have a gem in here, right? You can see that. A slight gap. So the 3-loop are really fun with gems in them. But if somebody just wants I've made these, for example, for men's wedding bands. The 3-loop, that really works. Getting too close here. Yeah. And then, yeah, so that's the difference. If you have any further questions about that, don't hesitate to ask me. I also, of course, make the 1-meter bangle, which then is obviously a lot more. And each one of these is also different. These have 5 wraparounds, just like the 1-footer ring. And again, are forged individually like that, so each one's a little different. That's the 1-meter bangle. You want to get that fit just over so you can barely get it off. And then I also make them teeny tiny with a much smaller, much smaller gauge wire. As this is also 1 foot of gold, actually. That's forged again, teeny tiny forged, and then wrapped around. I should have gotten photos ready for you. But yeah, that is how I make them, and that is the difference. And that's what I wanted to show you today. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I hope you're enjoying your Sunday. And I will not go live next week, but I'll be back again in 2 weeks. And if you have any questions for me, shoot them my way. Happy to answer. Cheers. Bye.